All right, so let's continue on to the last few problems here. So in exercise 6 and 7, find the value of x. All right, so we notice here we've got a diameter or radius. If this weren't here, this would still be true for what we need. So that is perpendicular to this chord, which means it is bisecting this chord. So those two pieces should be equal, which allows us to set up an equation. 2x minus 4.1 is equal to x minus 0.5. Get x by itself, so subtract x from both sides. X minus 4.1 is equal to negative 0.5. Add 4.1 to both sides, and that gives me that x is equal to 3.6. Okay, number 7. So again, same idea. This being perpendicular tells me that it's bisecting this chord, so those two pieces are the same. So 2x plus 1 is equal to 3x minus 5. Alrighty, gotta get the x's by itself, so subtract 2x. I get 1 is equal to x minus 5. Add 5, and we get that x is equal to 6 for this one. So fairly straightforward. Alright, last couple. Number 8. Okay, so in exercises 7 and 8, find the radius of the circle. Alright, well, we're probably going to have to find some other things first, so let's look at what they've given us here. So they've given us that both of these are 3, so they're equidistant from the center, which means that these chords are congruent. So we're almost definitely going to need to find x before we can find the radius, so let's start there. So I know those chords are congruent, so I can set up an equation. 5x minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 2. Subtract 3x, it gives me 2x minus 2 is equal to 2. I add 2, I get 2x is equal to 4, and then dividing by 2 gives me that x is equal to 2. So it's part of what I need. So if I were to plug that back in here, let's go with this one. So 3 times 2 plus 2 be 6 plus 2. So I now know that this whole chord right here has a length of 8. So it asked us to find the radius. Now remember that they haven't really drawn a radius here. We could draw this one out, but that's not really going to help us. Remember, you want to make a right triangle because that's what we know how to do stuff with. So I would draw the radius right there. Now we've got this nice little right triangle here that we can use Pythagorean theorem to figure out. But again, remember, this is not going to be 8, right? So this is perpendicular, which means it is bisecting that chord. So this is a 4. And if you remember, your triples, 3, 4, 5 is what that radius should be. Or, again, you could use Pythagorean theorem to find it, right? 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to radius squared. That's going to be 9 and 16. So 25 is equal to radius squared. So yeah, radius is equal to 5. All right, number 9. So similar idea, just given us slightly different things. So they've given us this time that the chords are congruent, but that means that we know that the distance from the center is the same. So again, we can set up an equation to find x. 4x minus 5 is equal to x plus 4. Subtract x gives me 3x minus 5 is equal to x plus, nope, that's gone, is equal to 4. Add 5 to the other side, gives me 3x is equal to 9. Dividing by 3, I get that x is equal to 3, which is all fine and good. I need the radius though, so let's plug 3 in here so we can get a little bit more numbers. So this length right here, OZ, is 7. So now, remember that we want to draw our radius so that we have a right triangle. So I'm going to use OW, or you could use OX, right? Whichever, or you could even use this one, this one. So as long as it makes a right triangle, it should do what we need to do. So now we've got this right triangle right here that we're looking at. And remember that this is being bisected, whoops, because we know that that's perpendicular from the center, so that's bisected. So this is going to be 10, this one's 7. We need to find this radius here is what we're looking for. So we set up Pythagorean theorem. 7 squared plus 10 squared is equal to r squared. That would be 49 plus 100, which is 149 equal to r squared. So then last step there is we take the square root of both sides, and we get that r is equal to square root 149. Now it didn't say round to the nearest tenth or round to the nearest hundredth or anything like that, so we should be leaving our answer exact. So r is the square root of 149, so on your homework, unless it specifies what to round to, you should leave it exact. So if it wanted an approximate answer, we could absolutely put it in a calculator and get that, but we will leave it the way that it is, and that is our answer for that one. So, good luck on your homework, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye!